Dr. Wilson. How was your trip?
Oh, it's all right.
Miss Choate's hair turned green last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was just testing your bedside manner.
Very funny. So, you're getting a little bored here, are you?
Yeah, couldn't I go home? I feel great, really.
Well, not this very minute.
Why not?
Rita, listen. I've worked very hard at staying out of your family business, haven't I?
Yeah.
Well, the situation between your father and Norman hasn't really resolved itself yet, and you're right in the middle of that. So why don't you just stay here and relax for a minute? Do you realize how many people in the world would like to have a nice rest in the hospital? Maybe half the population.
Fine, they can have it. Oh, how's that little girl?
What little girl?
The little girl they called you about from off the bus. I heard you brought her back here.
Well, Grandma, what big ears you have, huh?
What was the matter with her?
Well, a little lung congestion.
Will she be all right?
I think so.
She's in intensive care, though, isn't she?
You're thinking about your baby, aren't you?
I guess so.
Rita, listen to me. Every case is different. Every baby is different. Why don't you just wait and relax and take things as they come, okay?
I'll try, but I have so much time to think around here.
Well, try and think about the nice little baby things. You know, I mean, the clothes and the playpens and those little booties.
Rattles?
Rattles, yeah, all right?
Okay.
Yes?
Dr. Rossi.
What is
Mr.
this?
Cord is here to see you.
All right, tell him I'll be out in a minute. Now, listen, Grandma. Will you stop listening at keyholes?
Calling Nurse Marlene. Calling Nurse Marlene.
Ike, can I bother you a moment?
Well, for a thin moment, come on in the office. I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
Fine.
It's about Mr. Peyton, I suppose.
Right. I was a ride up to Boston.
Unexceptional?
I mean, what was his state of mind? Was he in good spirits?
Well, generally, I'd say so. He was a little on the nostalgic side. He recalled a couple of New England winters he had experienced when he was a boy, but for the rest of the trip, he just kind of watched the landscape go by.
How good are his chances, Mike?
Cream and sugar?
No, thanks. Well?
Look, I probably owe you some kind of a comment, but frankly, I hate to give it to you.
Why?
You know why. Because you couldn't care less.
I care very much.
Sure. That's exactly what I mean.
Oh, come on, Mike. Stop trying to read something sinister into this.
Mr. Peyton tells me he left you the house. Congratulations.
Well, look, what did you expect? That I'm going to play the doting grandson? I'm not.
No, I don't expect you to play the doting grandson. I just wish you'd come out and state what you have on your mind.
Okay. I was trying to be tactful and I blew it. The fact remains I have a right to know about his condition.
All right, the remission is over. He's entering a new period, probably a dangerous one.
And?
And nothing. He's an old man.
His odds are less than 50-50.
If you go by the odds.
Well, don't you?
Well, not when it concerns him.
How about just giving me a straight answer?
There is no straight answer. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The man has a tremendous will to live.
Yes, don't we all? Now, look, you're his doctor. If you don't know, who does?
Look, Stephen, nobody knows. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Nobody really knows.
It was a long ride to the clinic. He must have said something about me.
No, nothing.
No matter how unimportant it may have seemed.
Look, he didn't say anything about you.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, find it any way you'd like.
Well, what about Betty? He must have said something about
No,
me.
nothing.
You picked him up at the house just a few moments after he summoned Betty and me.
And Rodney.
And Rodney. That old man's mind has been churning with a lifetime of schemes and manipulations, Mike. He must have said something.
Tell me something, will you, Stephen? Which would work better for you? If the old man lived, or if the old man died? course it is. How long have you been here?
I just came in.
Well, why didn't you say something?
I didn't want to bother you.
You didn't say anything about coming down today?
I just decided to.
Well, the thing is, Betty, you see, I have to finish this man's car. I promised it to him tomorrow. He's taking a trip.
Go ahead. I found a magazine.
Yeah, but I don't even know what's wrong with it yet.
It's a good magazine. What?
I don't know. You're different.
Not really.
Oh, yes, you are. You're relaxed and relaxed.
You're just not used to it.
Oh, you can say that again.
I've made a decision.
About us?
Mm-hmm.
Which is?
You were right. I do need you.
Come on, let's take a ride. I can do this later. Oh, come on.
Rod, don't you understand? I don't mind. I like being here.
What, on an uncomfortable stool in a freezing garage?
On an uncomfortable stool in a freezing garage. I just want to be with you. That's what I've missed so much. Not pretending I'm someone that I'm not trying to impress anyone. Not trying to live up to anyone's image of me. Please let me.
Okay. You sure you'll be comfortable?
Yes, I'm fine. Rod, listen to this. A square out is simply a pass pattern. Simply. The offensive end rushes downfield, stops suddenly, veers towards the near sideline, and takes the pass just as he steps out of bounds. Now, question. If that's a square out, what's a zig out?
Zig out's the same thing.
Why do they make football so complicated?
So women won't learn it and have opinions on it and ruin a couple of million weekends.
Very funny. Here I am trying hard to watch pro football on the tube. Now, that's all men talk about.
You're not going to change your mind, are you? I love you, Betty.
I love you.
It's not a very romantic setting.
It doesn't have to be.
Allison. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want something?
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Look, your dad's got a big smile on his face all the time, but when you really need him, he's not gonna be around.
Norman, you have to make room for him.
What do you want, Sandy?
I am the widow of the man you killed. Tell me, was it really an accident?
If I just knew she was dead, maybe I could make myself accept it.
You just have to accept not knowing.
I can't stand not knowing any longer.